What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Fightcast, where it all goes down. You guys just witnessed greatness. UFC 241 just took place, and it was fucking epic. One of the best fight cards that I've seen in a very long time. It was headlined by Daniel Cormier, who took his first loss at heavyweight in his career. Yes, in his career. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous. When you go back and take a look at that fight to see exactly what happened, because he started putting his hands down in that fight, and he was winning. He was literally, I had him in the first 3 rounds, definitely. He was definitely go ahead and getting the better strikes. I mean, you could look at Stipe Miocic's face, and it looked terrifying. Stipe Miocic's face looked terrifying inside that fight. After the fight was over, when he was doing interviews, it was looking redonkulous. I think that in the post press conference, yeah, I mean, it literally looked like his face ran into a fan. Um, what's next for Daniel Cormier? That's huge, right? We don't know what's next for it. We don't know what's going to happen. I think what's going to end up going down is that it's going to get ugly. And I say this in a way of he's probably going to end up retiring, but there should be a trilogy. Wouldn't it be amazing if there was a trilogy? He was winning that fight. He was winning that fight. I mean, there's no ifs, ands about it. I'm gonna go take a look at the fight metrics numbers on this one because that's just so ridiculous to me. When I go and I take a look at those first 3 rounds, we're gonna take a look at this first 3 rounds right here, so we could take a gander into this craziness right here. So Daniel Cormier, before he got knocked out, he was ahead on the scorecards, 181 significant strikes out of 263. And out of Stipe's 123 significant strikes out of 229. Total strikes landed, he literally landed 230 total strikes. Now, that's redonkulous. So, Stipe had only landed 135 total strikes. The numbers are redonkulous. Hold on, my thing went all fuzzy. There will be no fuzz going down. Recognize me, boo. You better recognize me. All right, we're back in the Zoom. All right, so craziness though. Okay, so we're just talking about this because this is something that's got to go down. It's got to be said right here. All right. He was outstriking Stipe in all measures before that went down. Outstriking him in all measures. 230 total strikes landed out of 317. Stipe only landed 135 out of 244. All right, so he was outstriking him by almost 200 strikes. He was 95 ahead in total strikes. It's ridiculous. Let's see. Yeah, one takedown. Stipe actually had a takedown. I don't remember. I need to see that again. See when Stipe got a takedown. And then they had, yeah, he had landed 163 total strikes to the head of Stipe. Stipe only landed 86. So again, double digit numbers there. Significant strikes. Significant strikes, 181 out of 263. Yeah, we were talking about that. So he was literally doing extremely well. When Daniel took him down on the ground, he landed 21 out of 27 strikes. So he was doing really, really well. He just started fighting with his hands down. It was kind of weird. Just really weird. I don't know. I hope he doesn't retire, but he is 40 years old, so we'll see what happens next for him. I think there should be a trilogy, like in December or something. That'd be awesome. He stays in shape and just does a trilogy. If you think about it, they both knock each other out. They both fucking knocked each other out. If they both knock each other out, then there should be a trilogy fight. All right, so Anthony Pettis versus Nate Diaz. Well, this didn't go as planned. I really thought that this fight was going to be way better for Anthony Pettis. This did not go his way at all. I'm going to try to break this down round by round so we can go ahead and do this. I'm going to go per round on this because this is silly. This turned out to be a massacre. All right, so in round one, Anthony Pettis did get outstruck. He landed 14 out of 31 total strikes, out of significant strikes. All right, and then Nate Diaz landed 22 out of 42. All right, so he didn't really win the first round on paper. Then you go in the second round. In the second round, the output of Nate Diaz was ridiculous. He threw 114 punches and landed 65 of them. And Pettis only threw 70 and landed 40, which is a good percentage. But the things about it is that 54 significant strikes were landed compared to Anthony Pettis' 36. Okay, so he definitely beat him the second round too. And in the second round, that's when he started kind of beating him up. All right. Then in the third round, there were, oh man. Okay, in the third round, there was just a massive ass beating. Nate Diaz was just beating him up. 38 out of 59 strikes landed. They're saying Anthony Pettis led 19 out of 36. Obviously, he still lost that. But in that round alone, 78 strikes were landed out of 104 for Nate Diaz. And only 23 strikes were landed for Anthony Pettis out of 42. So he got totally embarrassed in that round. Wow. I would love to see this again, just so I could see this. It was okay. So it was like Nate just took over, and just in the second round, just took over, and just started beating the brakes off him. He landed. He got him against the fence. His cage work was ridiculous. His clinch work was ridiculous. He was literally all over him. Knees, got him to the ground, took his back couple times. It was ridiculous. I could not believe what I was seeing. Nate landed 43 punches out of the clinch. 20 punches, 20 strikes were landed on the ground. I mean, it was relentless, man. He was all over him. I want to see this fight again just so I can see this. But all in all, 205 total strikes landed for Nate Diaz. 205. Anthony Pettis only landed 86. So that was a massive ass beating. So yeah, pretty crazy, man. Pretty crazy. So oh man, it's hard to even think about. I gotta see that fight again. Just so I could see the beating. That was just a massive ass beating. And this guy took 3 years off. He took 3 years off, comes back and just is smashing people. Dude, yeah, I mean, Anthony Pettis just knocked out Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Got smashed. All right, so then you got Paulo Costa versus Yoel Romero. A lot of people thought that Yoel took this fight, right? All right, and so we're going to look at this. I'm going to go per round because this is the best way to break it down because we know, there's a lot of arguments around who won the first round, who didn't. Significant strikes, Yoel landed 32 out of 69. Paulo Costa landed 37 out of 69 in the first round. Pretty much just almost like identical. Then you go to the second round. Yoel actually landed more significant strikes, 40 out of 91. Paulo landed 37 out of 71. In the third round, when Yoel kind of took over, definitely took over, he landed 53 out of 124. 44 land for Paulo out of 73. So real on paper, Yoel really did win the fight. Which is, I didn't think that when I was watching it. When you're watching, you don't really look. It didn't look like Yoel turned it on until like halfway through the second round. It didn't look like he really turned it on. But he did win the second and the third round, significant strikes wise. He won the second and third round. He got the takedown in the second. So it realistically should have won the fight. When I was watching the fight, it kind of looked like it was going Paulo Costa's way. Seriously, because his pressure. He was just pressuring him and striking and striking and striking, and was blocking and blocking and blocking. But at the same time, though, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, it's what's weird. Yo actually threw more in the second round. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But you know what? Here's what's going to end up happening with this whole ordeal. Paulo has been set up to meet the winner of Robert Whittaker versus Israel Adesanya. And that's going to be fucking amazing to see who comes out victorious in that fight. So then we have, after that, I hope Israel does. I really do. I would love to see him against the big old Paulo Costa. That dude is huge. It was like a monster. And, you get to see two different styles of striking in that fight. So that'd be lovely. We're going to see what happens next. I love the fact that the matchups that are going to happen from here. The matchups. Because when you start talking about the matchups, Paulo Costa, like we're talking about, going against the winner of Robert Whittaker versus Israel Adesanya. We have Nate Diaz, who's about to go ahead and take off and take Gamebred. Jorge Masvidal, which is a lovely fight to make. That's going to be a barn burner. Who wouldn't want to fucking see that? Then you go into what's going to happen next with Stipe? Is he going to get Stipe versus Francis Ngannou too? That would be lovely. Or will the trilogy be? And so this is all everything set up now. Still don't know where Conor McGregor is in the mix, but he really hasn't fought all this year. He probably won't fight this year, and so I don't think that his name should even get pulled up right now. We got Khabib about to go ahead and headline, man. Khabib's about to go ahead and come up with Abu Dhabi versus Dustin Poirier. So this is about to be ridiculous right here, okay? Even my cat knows how ridiculous it's going to be. So here's the great thing about it. We're about to see what happens next in this whole mix. I can't wait to see absolute greatness. Goodness gracious, man. This is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. UFC 241 was just mind-boggling. So I'm gonna go. Oh man. So UFC 242 is gonna be coming up. I want to see. Hold on, we're just gonna go. I'm gonna go to the schedule real quick so we can break this down. It's gonna be September 7th, though. That much I know. So we got about 2.5 weeks until this really goes down. About 2 weeks, really. Dana White Contender Series is happening tomorrow. Bellator 225, Mitrione versus Karatonov is about to go down. And then September 7th, Khabib versus Poirier. That's going to be fucking ridiculous. So let me just go ahead and announce who's all going to be on this card here, because this is going to be stupid. Because this is going to be one of the best cards as well. Edson Barboza versus Paul Felder is going to be pretty fucking ridiculous. Islam Makhachev versus David Ramos. It's like, I don't really know. Curtis Blades is back. He's about to fight this guy named Shamil Abdikimibov. Diego Fierro versus Mirbek Tesumov. This is going to be one of those cards that has a whole bunch of people from over there. A whole bunch of people from the Middle East. Don Madge versus Magadev Mustavev. Yeah, so it's really gonna be a headliner right now. So shoot, this is gonna be a pretty cool card though. It's gonna be a pretty cool card. Let me see. Preliminary card. They got 2 preliminary cards. One's gonna be on ESPN Plus and one's gonna be on FX. Really? That's crazy. They got this one. Oh, okay. One's gonna be on ESPN Plus at like 10:15 a.m. over here in this time. That's gonna be pretty ridiculous. Zach Cummings is fighting in the early prelims. Yes. Okay. Okay. This is gonna be pretty. This is gonna be a pretty good card right here. We're gonna see what happens. Okay, guys. Stay tuned for the next Fightcast. Make sure to subscribe and like. We want to go ahead and continue the greatness of reporting on the UFC 242 Khabib versus Poirier. Because this is gonna be ridiculous. Also, we need to go ahead and see what happens next. In the whole ordeal of will Daniel Cormier return? Yes, we don't know. I wonder who John Jones is gonna fight next. What do you think about this whole ordeal? I think we kind of know. See you next time, guys.